Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Crazy Town Podcast. My name is Jonas. I'm your host, and I'm here with
TNT Dynamite, the explosive one, TNT DINOMIGHT. What's up, Jonas?
nothing.
I put a little...
You were laying guilt on me before we started the podcast.
Yeah, because this motherfucker won't play Borderlands like
Dude,
that.
I like it. I just can't put that kind of time in.
Dude, I got 40 plus hours, and I've been taking it easy.
Well,
Trying to get you to catch up with me so we could do vault raids already.
I can't catch, dude.
I already learned how to break purple rock.
Wow, dude. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Whether you're watching us live on twitch.tv/CrazyTown Media Live, or you're watching this replay on our YouTube channel, Crazy Town Media, or you're just listening to the audio only like it's 1922 on Spotify or iTunes.
Yeah, because they had both of those in 1922.
They had records. I'll put this shit on vinyl, TNT.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to put out a vinyl track. Oh, we should do that.
No, we
I'd
shouldn't.
buy it.
No, you would be the only buyer.
Well, all right. I'll get one custom made.
I do not want us on wax. Thank you.
All right, man. I have stuff. Look at this. Those are all stories.
Congratulations.
They're worth about as much as this cardboard
Did
or
you-
paper's worth. All right, man.
Get ready to get misinformed, folks.
Oh, truth over facts, right?
Yeah,
what
we
it
take
is?
truth over facts.
Yeah, we follow the government's approach. Folks! All right, you ready? Rock, paper, scissors. See who's going to go first?
All right, 1, 2, 3,
It's
go. 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
And you always throw paper,
Yeah,
so this is
yeah,
going to be
dude.
super
All
easy.
right, dude.
It's going to be really easy because he always throws
I
paper.
didn't last week.
Yeah, but I got you.
So it's 1, 2, 3, go. All right. 1.
Well, you're off beat.
All right, dude, let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom!
Finally got your crown back. Good
God,
job.
dude, I was like 20-0. Now
Took
I
you.
got like 7 and I lost in a row.
Took you a while.
Yeah, dude, I'm trash. we established that. I'm a terrible person. All right, TNT Dynamite. Have you ever seen anyone use a vape? Just ask.
Yes, I'm aware of vaping, Jonas.
All right,
I'm
man,
aware
so-
of how it's all over the damn place.
So they're trying to do some stuff. This is kind of a little tidbit leading into this.
You know?
They 6 people have died from supposed vape-related lung illness. So now they're running all crazy to the legislation block
How convenient is
to
that?
say, you know what we should do? We should ban those. Probably so people will smoke more cigarettes. Excuse me. And how many people have died from cigarettes? Those still aren't illegal?
That's what I was thinking. How
Right.
convenient is that?
So, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But here's what's funny. They don't want to take them away completely.
Yeah.
They're like, no flavored. Only tobacco flavored vapes.
Come on, man.
Like, come on. Like, anybody really cares.
I mean, honestly, I think it would stop the purchase of vape drastically if they only made it taste like tobacco.
Yeah, who's doing it because they like the taste? I mean, who's doing it because they want the nicotine? They're doing it
well,
because of the
yeah,
taste.
they
That's what
want
I
that
mean.
and the taste too.
So-
I like having cake batter.
Oh, dude, I've never like vaped myself, but I've hit a vape a few times. Dude, they taste pretty damn good.
They are.
I ain't gonna lie.
They're a delicious treat.
Like, but here's where my point is going. So they've come out with many different kinds. You can get tanks and blah, 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 and THC for marijuana and blah, blah, blah. And they have like little jewels. They're like little plastic USB drives you can suck on.
Yeah, I have tried Juuls. They're awful.
Well, here's a story I read. This is what I want to talk about. There was a story that they were talking to a 21-year-old smoker. His name was Guy McGuy. I didn't get his name because it's irrelevant.
Fair.
He was like, "Hey man, I was smoking cigarettes. I didn't like them,
Yeah.
so I started smoking Juuls.
Yeah.
Now I'm so addicted to Juuls, I'm going back to cigarettes to get off the Juul."
But why? Isn't the Juul
No.
somewhat better?
Here's what everyone thinks. Now, people have quit smoking cigarettes to vape. That is very true. People have done that.
Yeah. As a transitionary type of
Right.
thing.
Well, but here's what's happening. People don't understand how much nicotine is in vapes.
Yeah, it's a lot more nicotine.
Right. So, like, if I ever started vaping, I'd buy zero nicotine stuff because I don't want to be addicted to I don't need nicotine. I just want the flavor.
Essentially, you're supposed to like start out that's similar to the amount that you would get from smoking
Right.
cigarettes, and you're supposed to taper.
Right, exactly. Well, here's what happens. 1 joule is 200 puffs, which is about a pack of smokes. So 1 joule is a pack of smokes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which makes sense. Equivalency.
A pack.
A pack. One, but you get to hit it 200 times. So it's like there's
Okay.
20 cigarettes per pack, like 10 hits per cigarette. So you get 10 hits per cigarette. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
All right. Close enough.
Something
close
like
enough,
that.
close
Well,
enough.
guy in this article is like, well, he goes, I started out smoking Juuls. The next thing I know, on a really stressful day, I was finishing a Juul in 3 hours.
Ooh.
So essentially, if he did that for a period, he's smoking 8 packs worth of nicotine in a day. He said that
a lot.
if he didn't have his Juul in 2 hours, he got super anxious and needed it. You're uber addicted. He said he was more addicted to his Juul than he ever was to cigarettes. So now he's going back to cigarettes to get away from the Juul.
That's because the Juul has the flavor. It's more socially acceptable to smoke the Juul.
Right.
It's readily
Exactly.
available. You don't have to look for a lighter.
Right. So essentially,
This
the bottom
podcast
line
brought to you
all
by
this
Juul.
is it's all coming full fucking circle. It is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, don't smoke cigarettes or vapes. The only thing you should smoke, I'm not going to endorse that either.
What is it, John?
I was going to say it's okay, man, if you want to smoke stuff.
Salmon,
Yes!
sausages.
Only smoke salmon and sausages. The
Deli
two
meats.
S's. I don't like smoked deli meats.
You don't like no smoked roast beef?
I don't really like smoked anything except for like barbecue.
Can you smoke roast beef?
Yeah, it's like brisket, beef.
Oh, see, no, Jonas, I thought you were going to start talking about the fact that they've, like, had a bunch of the illnesses and whatnot
No,
from
that
people
was just
smoking.
like a precursor.
Yeah, so, like, what's the deal with that, though?
It said that there's 380 cases of lung disease in 38 states they believe are relevant to vaping. They can't prove it yet. They're under investigation.
Yeah.
But since 6 people have died, now they're like gangbusters, like, uh-oh.
See, my thing is that usually people who were former smokers usually take up vaping.
Yeah, but not young kids. Young kids are like, oh, vaping's sweet, dude.
Yeah, and I heard the story about the one young kid who said he had been vaping and he had like a lung disorder or some shit happening. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I guess it's all speculation at this point of is vaping just as dangerous,
Well, I
more
think,
dangerous?
well, here's the thing, though, dude. Okay, so essentially there's oil. It's like an oil, right?
Yeah.
You're putting it on hot metal.
Yeah.
It's evaporating and you're breathing it in. Putting moisture constantly in your lungs like that cannot be good. It's like it'll give you pneumonia.
And see, now see that I could definitely see.
Yeah.
But on the same note, I'm like, all right, Jonas, we ain't scientists.
No, I mean truth over facts here.
Somebody had to determine by like some sort. Are they regulated by the FDA?
Dude, how many medicines have been recalled because they're like, oh, it's safe, dog, don't worry.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Opioid.
I mean, you
crisis
don't know
that's currently
anything,
happening.
like, until there's a sample size. Like, they thought cigarettes weren't bad for you back in the day. They're like, oh, cigarettes, schmigarettes. You know,
Yeah,
whatever, dude.
yeah.
And then they're like 50 years later, they're like, oh my God, everyone is dying.
But God forbid you light up a joint. All right. Jonas.
Yeah, right? All right, that's all I had about Juuls and vaping and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous.
Just don't vape, man. You don't look cool. Everyone's like, oh, you vape, bro. I get it. Big cloud.
So should they just smoke cigarettes, Jonas?
Sure, yes. They should roll their own cigarettes so there's no filter.
Oh wow,
I'm being facetious.
cowboy killers.
Yeah, dude.
right.
Lucky Strikes, just break the filter off and just smoke it. With
Like Paul Malls.
Paul Malls have the little tip though, dude.
hollow filters.
No, you just literally no filter.
No, I'm good.
Just
man.
yeah, I'm good on anything,
I'm
dude.
not getting a top box and rolling up
Top box.
my Swisher Sweets or something.
Oh shit.
All right, what am I gonna go with, man?
Do you have one about death?
Oh, dude, I had a bonus sheet too of a bunch of like other stories, but I think I left it in the Crazy Town den.
Dang.
Aunt Becky is getting 2 weeks in prison. I want to recap on that.
Oh, it isn't Aunt Becky. It was Felicity Huffman.
Oh, that was her. Okay.
But I have something I want to piggyback off that real
Yeah.
quick.
What?
I saw that he was only getting 2 weeks in prison and a $30,000 fine.
Yeah.
So did that really show celebrities they shouldn't fucking commit fraud?
Yeah, because it's just a couple
Right.
$1,000
And for
more. That's
14
nothing.
days in jail, there was, the funny thing I saw, there was like a doxing case where someone like doxed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They got 15 months in prison for that. So doxing, that's bad. Getting your kid into school fraudulently, not letting other affluent kids to get into school. Oh, 14 days, you're good.
And the thing is that this is not necessarily just a practice that's done by those rich people. Now, it's done because, like, a prestigious high school like Harvard and all those other schools, they're trying to get those Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
But you've known somebody who lived out of the jurisdiction of your school but still managed to go to your school somehow?
Well, yeah, but now everywhere's open enrollment, though. It used to not be, though.
Like for high school?
Yeah, open enrollment. Like here in Austin, you can go down to high school you want no matter where you
Well,
live.
I know for damn sure when I was growing up, I did not go to the right school.
I also did not go to
Okay,
Yeah.
see, that was the same thing.
Well, I was supposed to, and then I moved like just outside, and we were
Mm.
like, we just won't tell them.
Yeah,
Oh.
and this is essentially what they're getting called for.
No, they paid money to have fake lacrosse scholarships. That's a lot different than being like, I live at grandma's instead of living at home.
One is stealing a grape, one is stealing like a bushel of oranges.
There's only like 30 spots on a lacrosse team. The school has no limit of students. So one kid is at home smoking crack now because Aunt Becky's daughter's on the lacrosse team.
I'm just saying, it's like on a smaller scale, I look at it like, okay, I'm just going to have a different address that I tell the school. The other one's like, we really need this to happen. We know you guys got your shit in order. We're willing to pay.
They're not the same. No. They're not the same.
All
One is fraud in making other poor kids live in a poverty zone.
And isn't it fraud to lie about your address? I believe
No,
that's the definition of
who
fraud,
got hurt
sir.
from that?
It ain't about
Who
got
didn't
hurt.
get to go to our high school because we said we lived in a different address?
It's not about who got hurt.
Oh,
It's about the system, and there are laws
yep.
in place, Jonas. All right, whatever.
Anyways, you got one about death?
I can't remember my other ones. They'll come to me though.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, anytime, just pop them out, dude. Middle of a story, it'll be like Story Breaker. You like in Killer Instinct where you do the combo breaker?
Oh, dang it. Okay, I just looked at one of them. I got one.
Okay.
Why the hell can I bring my own bun to Popeyes to get a chicken sandwich?
You talked about that last week, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
I talked about the sandwich itself.
No, you mentioned this.
Did I?
Yeah, but why can't you? Why can you bring?
Why is that a thing?
Is it?
Yeah, you can take your own bun to the Popeyes. and
Were they
will
short on buns, not chicken?
Essentially, yeah.
Dude, I would have went in like, just give me the chicken, I'll eat it.
I guess Popeyes doesn't have any sandwiches on the menu. That's the only thing I can think of. So they had to
The
get
same Wendy's.
they got to get their bun shipment out there.
That's true. They ain't serving burgers and chicken.
Yeah. No chicken,
I
man.
gotcha.
So
All
they're
right.
like, hey, we'll buy a week's worth of buns, and they were like, oh,
Oh,
shit.
wow, we need 10 years worth of buns because
Everybody
everyone
wants this.
loves fucking fried chicken.
All right, speaking of fried chicken, Jonas, let's
Oh,
just
dude.
get right into the.
Meat and potatoes?
I don't want to do this story. It's like
Then
my
don't.
good one. No, I'm
You
going
have
to
one
do
about
it.
death?
I want to do it.
Okay.
Jonas, you're familiar with the fast food restaurants and their mascots, right? McDonald's.
So Ronald McDonald, Hamburglar, Grimace,
Wendy's.
Wendy.
Yeah, you know her backstory.
She's Dave's daughter.
She was a real person.
Yes.
Yeah, and she.
Ronald McDonald and Grimace are real too, right?
No, I don't think so.
Grimace is a big blubber. Hey, everybody. I'm real. Anyways, Hamburglar. We knew the Hamburglar in real life. Remember him?
No. Dan File. Fuck that guy. All right. Anyway, but yeah, we know about Wendy. We know about the Burger King. Wendy's is a real one, but the reason that Dave uses her is because I think she passed away, or he just really cared about her enough to name his restaurant after
Okay.
her. I want to talk to you about Colonel Sanders.
Okay.
His name was Harlan David Sanders,
Harlan Davy.
and he was born in the South.
Was he a racist?
Well, probably.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna come out with he was like a Klansman or something.
No, he dressed like a plantation owner, though, so
He
I
really
wouldn't
did.
be surprised. All right, either way, he started Kentucky Fried Chicken at the age of 62.
Dude.
Yeah,
I got
late.
plenty of years to start a
telling
franchise, dude.
I'm telling you. He died in 1980. He was born in 1890. Talk about that.
1890. 1990.
And died in 1980.
Ooh! Hey, if you were going to start a fast food restaurant, what kind of food would you serve?
Vegan food.
Okay.
He started the business at 62 years of age, and he sold it 12 years later to venture capitalists in 1964 for, adjusted for inflation, about $16.2 million.
Which back then was like...
It was a lot of money, but
yeah.
honestly... That's
That
like
was worth
nothing.
now. Yeah, compared... I mean, it's billions now.
It's like $1 billion industry.
Even more
Billions.
than that, probably.
Yeah, probably. One of the richest ones. While he was... after he had sold it, he still stayed on and did commercials for KFC, and they still used his likenesses on the restaurants. And
yeah, even till this day.
That's kind of the problem. During his time there, though, he spoke out about KFC, talking about the gravy. They just use tap water that they just bring in from all over, and they use and they use flour, and it's the consistency of wallpaper paste. And he complained about the nutritional value of fried chicken.
He started the restaurant, and later was like, "This is bad for you. Don't go there and eat it."
He sold it to venture capitalists, which means that they were just like, "All right, how can we start getting this shit out?"
What was it before that?
It was an old man who loved this one restaurant and decided, and it got popular, and he started to make a change. Essentially, he wanted to give like the idea that he had pride in this product.
Okay.
And after these suits came and took over his company,
goddamn
he had
suits.
a lot to say.
Okay.
So he was sued for his comments. He even went as far as to...
Oh, like slander? Or is it libel?
Yeah.
One's written, one's spoken, yeah.
He even erected his own version of KFC that said the real original recipe. He got sued for that.
Aww,
and he
he
even attempted to sue them at one point for using his likeness in a way he didn't approve of.
God, this is like the unfortunate story of KFC. It's like a behind the music.
It is. It's crazy stuff, man. I loved it. But since then, they've had multiple people playing the
Colonel. Yeah, absolutely.
He's been an animated character. He's been in comic books. You've seen him on wrestling.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they brought him in. Yeah.
He's been all over the place. And at one point, one of the ad advisors for KFC even said that we like to think of the Colonel as James Bond. Like, he has many different people play him. This is a real person. He was married for 31 years and he died.
Now they got Norm Macdonald, Danny DeVito dressed up.
Exactly. He's a real
The Ultimate Warriors dressed up like him.
I don't know how you would feel about that.
Well, I mean, considering he hated them, probably bad.
And the thing is that it's almost like he made a deal with the devil, because he was like, sure, you can use my likeness. And then they came in and said, all right, Mr. Sanders, we'll give you 20 cents. We'll give you the Louisiana purchase cost for your fucking your company.
You just compared Colonel Sanders to the Louisiana Purchase. I love it.
He's even got a romance novel, Jonas,
called
The Tender Wings of Desire.
Oh, dude. We should read that. We should do an audiobook on the channel of us reading Tender Wings of Desire.
I will never do it.
Oh, okay.
It's really, I don't know. Where they imply him having sex with a woman, even though he was married.
Oh, they're making him an adulterer.
Well, I don't know. He was married in real life. If you were married and somebody wrote a book about you having an adulterous relationship, I'm sure you're not going to appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. That'd just be like someone wrote a book about you like fucking chickens. And he's like, God damn it, I don't fuck chickens. I just cook them and eat them.
I'm already ready for the Me and You fan fiction that's soon to come.
Oh, dude, we're so popular. You know how it goes.
All right, Jonas. But all of this was just precursor to the fact that I want to introduce you. To a new video game where you can actually date Colonel Sanders.
Really?
Yes. It is called I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator.
Oh, my God. And do you have it?
No, I don't have it.
I thought you were about to pull it up on your phone.
Bring it up on my phone?
That's what I thought you were about to do.
No. But in this game, you're a culinary student, Jonas. Hold on. I might... Yeah, shut up. I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator follows you, a promising culinary student.
Oh, my
As you
God.
try to date your classmate, Colonel Sanders.
He's in cooking school?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
He might be he's a fellow student.
Wait, so what if you're like a guy? You get to make him a
I
homosexual?
don't think you can do that.
So you're
in the game.
only a female? What's that?
Probably.
Okay, anyways.
Throughout your journey, you'll be faced with life-changing decisions that will affect your chances of friendship and love. But be careful, your choices have real consequences with real animated characters' feelings.
Oh, my God.
Do you have what it takes to survive culinary school? Will Colonel Sanders choose you to be his business partner, or maybe so much more? Find out in the most finger-licking good dating simulator ever created, a game that KFC actually made. Is there no other bigger spit in the face?
They're still fucking this dude in the ass in the grave like so many years later, dude.
He died like 30-something, or he died 1980.
So like 40 years ago almost.
Yeah, 39 years ago. It's ridiculous.
Fun fact.
What?
I went on a trip one time from Cleveland to Nashville, and me and my buddy that were going, we stopped at the graveyard to see Colonel Sanders' grave,
Really?
and it was we couldn't get in. It was like past the time the cemetery was open. But we were there. We went to the cemetery in Kentucky. We just didn't get to see his grave.
Oh, that's his old Kentucky home, man.
Ah.
Where he's rolling over in his grave as they continue to use his image 39 years after
In a
his death.
dating simulator.
And it's not like it's his family saying, "Yeah, sure, put him in a video game." It's the fact that he literally signed his life away to a certain extent. When
Note
he's
to
got-
self, never sign your likeness away unless you know what they're going to do with it.
And you hear about that shit in like movies and like in like entertainment on the news and stuff about likeness rights and stuff like that. That shit really matters, man.
Well,
Because
yeah.
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's gonna mod that video game, and you're gonna see Colonel Sanders' dick. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably. I mean, what was it? What's the rule?
Rule 34.
Yeah, there. I mean, it's there. You know it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, man. Speaking of weird porno,
Okay.
Bang Bros is in the news again.
Yes, Jonas. What they do now?
So last week we talked about Bang Brothers, a pornographic website that has ruined many people's likenesses because they sign away their likeness. They plaster their parts all over the internet.
I mean, that's just advertising. And
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that point.
Yeah, well, isn't that advertising for Colonel Sanders?
No, Jonas, he doesn't want the advertisement. If you
Girl,
want it,
does the girl want her stuff?
apparently,
What
that's
if
how
she
she
went?
gets
What if she
paid.
went for an interview?
Jonas,
Dude, that happens. Casting couches, bro. It's real.
That shit, they still get paid. All right, so we'll probably put this in the video.
All right. Anyways,
That's how you get famous.
so
Lost
they
loser.
found there was a site that had a bunch of porn stars' real names, addresses, etc. on the internet. They bought it out and burned all the hard drives and erased it from the internet. So
you did the story.
yeah,
already.
that was last week.
Okay.
I was recapping.
Okay.
They're in the news again.
What'd they do?
The Miami Heat's
The Heat girls?
marketing arena, the naming rights for Miami's Heat's arena are up for bid because American Airlines is not going to renew it. So, wait, it's even better than you think. So Bang Bros has offered $10 million for 10 years for naming rights, and they want it called the Bang Bros Center or the BBC.
Yo, they should have never gave y'all his money, man. They should have never done it.
So imagine Disney on Ice at the Bang Bros Center.
Yo, that's so.
Monday Night Raw coming to you live from the Bang Brothers Center.
Yo, that's so great, dude.
They
living right, man. out
Yeah.
there.
Well, they said they probably won't get the rights because they said the rights are worth more than American Airlines was even paying, and what they offered was like half of what they were paying. But just the thought of an arena being called the Bang Bros Center, the BBC,
Yeah. How much did they offer?
$10 million for 10 years, $1 million a year.
Oh yeah, no, they're not gonna get that.
Yeah, yeah, but just the fact it put them in the news again.
Yeah, it did put them in the news, but yeah, they ain't getting that.
No,
for
but
10
dude, it'll
million.
be so awesome. What event would you like to see at the Bang Bros Center or at the BBC?
Fuck fucking know, dude.
Well, along the lines of Disney on Ice at the BBC.
Okay, I'd like to see Tom Cruise sings the blues at the BBC.
Whatever.
I don't know what you wanted me to say.
So an advertisement you would see that would be funny.
I'm not doing improv with you. I'm talking. We're having a conversation.
It's always the same.
It is always the same.
Yeah. What's up, man? What you
What
got?
do I got? Let's do this one because it's kind of dryish,
Okay.
but it's still good.
Oh.
Are you familiar with the Fair to Play Act, Jonas?
Nope.
All right.
Probably, but nope.
So it seems like you would know something about it because you're the sports man.
Yeah.
You're the sports guy.
I like sports.
So apparently, a group of concerned people in
Okay.
California presented a bill
Okay.
that would allow athletes of California schools to be paid for use of their likenesses and names.
Oh, I have heard about this. Yes.
Okay. This was to essentially stop the NCAA from banning these players for receiving compensation.
Right. For raping college athletes while they make billions. I mean, they go to school for free. They get a free education.
The thing, look, okay, I understand.
So essentially, they are making money.
We've been doing it this way for so long, and why is it a problem now? Illuminate me.
Okay.
I'm kind of either side of it because it is just
here. Well, since
we've been
I
doing.
am actually a little educated on this,
Yeah.
I'll give you kind of the rundown on
Yeah,
it.
give them
The point of from the athlete's point of view is the
Yeah.
college is making billions of dollars off of them, but they
Yes.
can't make any money. Even if they're selling their autograph, they can get banned.
Yeah.
Which is their own handwriting, but which I think is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
they're also getting a free college education.
Yeah.
They're getting free room and board, free food. They have no responsibility but go to class and play football or basketball or whatever.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is that they're so busy with all of that, they can't work a job. So
So they
they
can't.
have no spending money. So it's I where I'm at on it is I think that those kids should get a stipend, but it should be a low stipend, a couple $100 a week, so they can go out to dollar beer Tuesdays and go get pizza and go to the movies and shit like
But-
that college kids do.
But isn't that unfair to a person that is there on, say, an academic
And
scholarship?
that's the reason why they don't, because it's not fair to everyone.
Okay, so
And that's the thing is if you give a football, not even say the quarterback, a football offensive lineman
yeah,
$500 a month, $125 a week to just have spending money.
then you would have to do that for
Everybody.
who gets a scholarship.
Probably, yeah, because if not, they're well, I'm here on academics. Yeah, I don't have to go to football practice, but I got to keep an A
I'm
average.
still working just as hard, and I gotta go to work. You know?
Right, exactly. So, yeah, so that's kind of where it's at.
Huh. Okay, so but this bill apparently, see, now is good because I understood kind of the premise, but I didn't realize that. Where do you stand on that yourself?
Me?
Because I'm kind of up in the air.
I think that I think anyone should be allowed to sell their signature.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to come to Joe Schmo and was hey, Joe Schmo, sign my ticket and
Yeah.
I'll give you $50.
Yeah.
They're okay. It's your handwriting. Why is that illegal? You know what I mean? I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, you getting endorsements from Nike, and you have an unfair advantage because the academic person doesn't even have that opportunity.
Yeah, and they can't sell their handwriting. I mean, I guess they could, but
Right, but it's
But if they were to use that person's likeness in a video game, then I would kind of feel I should be.
that's
paid for
the
that?
exact reason there's no longer an NCAA football game. They sued because they were in the NCAA football game. They didn't have the number. They didn't have the name.
Yeah.
They didn't even have they didn't even look like them. But they said enough that you based this character in this game off of me with my skills.
Yeah, definitely.
It was, and that's why they lost the lawsuit and they had to, that's it.
All right. Well, in California, Senate approved this bill 39-0. It has not yet been signed by Gavin Newsom,
Okay.
but he has not yet said whether or not he's going to sign it.
Is that the governor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the NCAA Board of Governors they sent a 6-paragraph, I think it was 6-paragraph letter, basically saying is that California may be ineligible, all of their schools, to participate in NCAA competition.
They got power, dude. Just like the NFL, the NBA, the MLB.
But the thing is that they said that, okay, look, we're not trying to threaten you.
They are trying to threaten them.
They say that it would make California schools, they would have an unfair recruiting advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Because if you could go to California and get paid and go to school, or if you could go to Texas and not get paid, why would you not go to California?
Exactly. So isn't that an unfair recruiting advantage?
That's what I mean.
It's about who, and I kind of understand what they're saying. They're saying who shot first. You're like going to the teacher, like, teacher, NCAA isn't letting people get paid. And they're like, hey, dude, we could have just talked about this.
Yeah.
Why are you going to them when I'm sitting right here? They say it's definitely not a threat. I kind of see their point of view, but they even said in like a report that they're not totally against the idea of payers being played, but you can't do it state by state by state. You'd have
It's
to
all
do
or
it,
nothing.
You got to do it collectively.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, while California is definitely fighting a good fight, maybe they just didn't do it the right way.
I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of like how marijuana is, though, but now so many states have legalized it, like, there's a serious discussion, like, should we just do this? But they didn't have the government. If the government would have took the first state and said, you guys legalize marijuana, we're coming in and arresting everyone.
And
They
could
would
have.
just, that's like the NCAA being like, you do this, all your schools are ineligible. So it's like, what kind
they
of
said that could affect like 24,000 college student athletes.
Oh, absolutely. Well, some of the biggest NCAA schools are in California. USC, UCLA, like giant schools, man.
So I don't know if they go through with the bill, then the NCAA has every right to disqualify them.
Yes, because they're playing in their league. You're like, oh, you're getting paid? You are not allowed here. So that's fine. So California will start their own college league just in California because California likes doing shit on their own anyway.
California College League?
Yeah, dude. They'll have a Texas College League, and then it'll be...
What I think is that they'll have a talk about it. But at least this was essentially one of the first shots fired that may start the verbal war that could end to
This
these
was
kids
like
receiving something. But... like I said, you're going to have to do it for everybody. So we're going to have to look at those academic scholarships. We're going to have to look at, I don't even know what other kind of scholarships there are, but there's a ton of people who are on scholarship, and do they deserve to be compensated if another student with a scholarship is being compensated?
Right. Yeah, man, absolutely. So, and that's kind of it's better to say no one gets paid than to work out who, because then what about the guy who's paying to go to school? Why can't he get paid
true.
Why can't all college students get a stipend for $125 a week just so they can go out to eat with their friends, go to the movies, go bowl, go whatever?
Damn it, Joan. I feel like such a boomer, but I got to say is that I kind of feel like, these kids are getting a free ride. They're getting free food. Yeah, they're busy. But you gotta work that shit out, man. You getting free school, man. Work that shit out.
Yeah,
man.
Dude. Absolutely.
Take a loan. Take out that loan you would have took for school. Take that loan and buy yourself the shit you want.
Right, exactly. You're about to get paid anyway.
Exactly. Put you on the same foot with everybody else, and if you make it big enough, then you get paid. Yeah. I kind of feel like that's the right answer.
Yeah, I agree.
Daddy might.
They could get a loan for a stipend loan.
There you go.
Boom. Student stipend loans.
I want to start a small business.
We'll just give out $50 with 120% interest. Every week it'll double, triple.
Yeah, or start a GoFundMe for yourself, goddammit.
All right. Have you ever been to church before?
Jonas, my father was a pastor. I've been to more church than I have sleep.
I don't think that's true.
It's very close. Very
close. I've only been a few times. Like, literally a few. Probably less than one hand.
I've been to Catholic, Christian, like Baptist, Southern Gospel, stuff like that. I've been to contemporary Christian, Jehovah's Witness, Jewish. They're all very interesting, Jonas.
I did not think they were interesting when I went.
I want to go to mosque, but they are a little guarded about.
Yeah,
their
dude, I
religion.
feel you.
Fair
I would
enough.
like, now that I'm a grown man, I think going to experience it and just see for the value of what it is would be interesting.
What is the value of what it is?
When you're a child, you're forced to go. Like every time I've went to church, it was because I stayed at a friend's house and their parents were like, "You're going to church," and I was like, "My parents can't come get me yet," and they're like, "Cool, come with us," and I'm like,
I mean, it's
"Thanks, mom."
It's just a bunch of people with like interest communing with each other.
Yep.
It's kind of awkward if you don't have similar interests.
Yeah, and then they're all like, "Why aren't you putting money in the plate, bro?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Like, imagine if like you went to a unicycle convention and nobody's riding the unicycles. They're just all talking about unicycles. It would be kind of weird for you.
"Yeah, dude."
You'd be like, I don't care about unicycles.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's kind of how I felt, but I was like a child. I mean, so anyways,
Anyway, get on with it.
74-year-old man, Mr. Jones. He's a church-going fool.
Mr. Jones and me.
You know, he is a valued member of the church community.
Ooh, I bet he stares at the beautiful women.
He probably does because he ain't getting none. I doubt his Mr. Jones tool works at
Wow.
74 years old.
Wow, okay.
He decided he was going to bake some cookies and take them to church. Take me to church. You know?
Down a lot, no, getting one lot, not
So he took him to church and just laid him out on the poppet?
the pulpit.
Pulpit.
I believe it, yes.
He put him in the bakery at the church. I don't know. He put him down on a table, I guess. It's like
Isn't
a
that the thing that you
Yeah,
smack
no,
it,
no,
dude?
no.
Twist it.
That's a bop it.
Pop it.
Bop it. Twist it. Spinach. Anyways,
Get back to your story, Jones.
so everyone started smashing Mr. Jones's cookies.
Why'd they smash his cookies, though?
People started talking about how they tasted unusually salty.
What do you put in his cookies, though?
6 people.
No, John, he put people in the cookies.
Yeah, he put 6 people in. 6 people ended up in the ER,
Shut
ranging in age from 12 to 70.
Yo.
They went and searched Mr. Jones's house,
No.
and they found a vial of THC oil.
Wait a
He
minute.
took pot cookies to church and gave them to children and the elderly without anyone's knowledge of the same.
Okay. All right, look. It was all fun and games till you added the kids.
Right. Well, that's what I thought, too. Then when it said the youngest was 12, I was like, oh, we let kids eat these fuckers, too? Like, if it was all, like, grown-ass folks, like, I mean, that's still kind of fucked up, giving people any substance without their knowledge.
Yeah.
But a child?
Yeah, dude, you can't fuck with people's food. Oh, you gave them weed cookies. I mean, look, I get it, man. It's funny. I get it. Hilarious.
Everyone needs to chill out of this church, dog.
I want to take weed cookies to the church folk. Watch. They're going to fucking love it. I can't wait to see Miss Jackson praising with the weed in her system.
Right.
Was this a white church or a black
I
church?
don't know, it didn't say. They literally just referred to him as Mr. Jones. They didn't give a first name or anything.
We're going to assume it's a black church then.
Okay, great. I don't know anything about black churches. About as much as I know about white churches. So,
There's really very little difference.
what's the biggest difference?
More overt dislike of each other.
They're all like, oh, that bitch.
Yeah, because, like, a black church, they'll let you know if they don't fucking like you. And a white church, they're more like, oh, look at Karen today.
Oh, she looks like a whore.
Did you hear what Carol did? Oh, my God. They do the same thing at the black church. They'll let you know they don't fucking like
They're like, oh, here comes this bitch.
you. Possibly.
All right, fair enough.
Possibly.
So, moral of the story, folks, he was charged with criminal mischief. Do not give anyone in a controlled substance without their knowledge.
That's all he got was criminal mischief?
Yeah. But
No, they did not. That means they didn't press charges.
yeah, they liked it.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. All right.
I mean, he could have got some serious. I mean, that's when food's a felony. Yeah.
The food is a felony. The children giving the
Narcotics to a child?
to a child that's something.
It has
Damn
to
it.
be.
That's
Yeah, right?
Something.
Well, I guess, yeah. So, anyways,
Oh, all right, cool. Weed cookies.
weed cookies.
All right, Jonas. This is going to be a quicker one.
All right, cool. I got some stuff left.
I
so.
want to talk about Joseph. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sareki. Joseph Sareki.
Okay.
He sounds like a nice guy, right, Jonas?
No.
Joseph. That's a good biblical name, Jonas.
So it's Jonas.
Is it?
Not the way I spell it. I spell it with 2 A's, though, because I like to get the loophole.
I don't understand why you do. What is the story behind the 2 A's?
The 2 A's?
Yeah, is there something with the 2 A's?
It's because it's not normal Jonas. That's it.
Okay.
Normal Jonas is 1 A. I put the 2 in there.
Okay.
So I could be
All right.
unique.
Okay. I mean, you put a lot of thought into that, I see.
No, dude. It's just,
Okay,
there was
fine.
literally no. There's not. I
Jonas-
wish there was a story.
You know what's fucking crazy is that Jonas tells me how he came up with his gamer tag, and he's like, I don't know, I'll just put it in there, Jonas. And I was like, dude, it took me a week and a half. I literally had my Xbox ready. I had the live ready, and I was like, I don't know. I had to think about it. I wrote down over 150 gamer tags before I stuck with TNT Dynamite.
Okay.
And I put the thought into black people will be like, Dynamite. And I was like, white people are going to be like, TNT. And I get both of them to this day.
Right.
It sticks in the head.
Yeah, dude. That's
The
good.
way I spelled it makes you say it. Dynamite. Makes you emphasize.
Yeah, it does.
DINO. Okay, anyway. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Is he a good guy?
He ain't a good guy.
Okay. I didn't think
All
so.
right, he was arrested for battering his 54-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, God. How old's he? 20?
He's 48.
Okay.
Apparently, she said that she came home from work and found him in the living room drunk on the floor. Earlier that
Sounds
day,
like a typical Tuesday.
Earlier that day, he had called her and said, "Order me a pizza, bitch, now," and then hung up.
Well, did she order him a pizza?
She did not.
Well, what a bitch.
That was good.
I mean, he had a simple instruction.
All right, so she found him lying on the floor, drunk out of his freaking mind. She, of course, was not happy about the way she had been spoken to and about
Well, of course.
And if you come home and you find your significant other lying on the floor drunk, that's a problem. You got to discuss that. That's a relationship.
you?
Yeah, you got to have a family meeting about something like that. Just saying.
I don't think I've ever come home and found my significant other.
No.
I mean, I've seen my significant others in some pretty weird
Yeah,
states.
yeah.
But I was usually with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair.
All right, so she starts having a conversation with him, I'm
I'm
sure.
sure that went bad. He probably went, "Bitch, where's my pizza?" First thing he said.
And he began to grab her arm,
Oof.
and he took his finger, Jonas,
Why do you have your pinky up?
put it in his mouth, and gave her the old wet William.
He's so pissed he just willied her.
He gave her the moist Billy.
Oh.
He did, Jonas. The thing is that she didn't take too kindly to this, so she called the cops on him. And he had a record, naturally.
He got arrested for wet
Oh,
willing
yeah,
his girlfriend?
he got arrested.
For wet willing his woman.
I mean, it
I've given-
sounds innocent, but there was more.
I've given a wet willy to some, you know what I mean? Anyways.
Is that what you call it?
No.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Will, you wet down there, brother?
I love you, little guy. He was sentenced to 5 years probation with 126 days served in jail. He did 126 days.
And then got the rest out on probation.
And then he had $1,150 fine, just basically court costs. He had a record. He had done 3 years priorly for
my God,
felonious burglary. And yeah, he's forbidden to see his girlfriend or his ex-wife or whatever she was. They do have a daughter. It's really just kind of sad. But
Oh, it is.
you will go to jail for wet willy in a motherfucker. That is called battery. All right? You can't be going around battering people.
Dude, I'm really glad that I never spent a bunch of time in jail off and on throughout my whole life.
Yeah, we've done pretty good.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being like, yep, well, that chunk of 3 years I was in the pen, then I got out for a year, then I
Yeah.
spent another 5 in, then I came back for 4, and I went back in for 2, and
Whew.
imagine your life broken into chunks by when you were in jail and when you weren't.
Yes.
Like my whole life.
You become institutionalized.
Yeah, my whole life has been like, oh, I'm just not in jail.
There's a couple places as a parent you don't want your child, and that's in jail, in rehab, and on the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want them in any of
Or
those
in
places.
the bed.
Wait, what?
Porn star strip. I mean, porn stars aren't on the pole.
I
got you.
you don't want them in the sex industry, okay? I was just trying to. It was quick.
I got
and
you.
witty.
So, are those the three? You don't want your kids to be a sex worker,
In jail,
or
rehab,
an addict?
in rehab, or on the pole. Those are the places that you don't want your kids.
Is there any more?
You go ahead and use that.
Is there a big five?
There's a TNT jewel right there.
Is there a big five? I mean, sex workers are all right, dude.
You do not want to see your daughter on the pole
I mean, I don't have a daughter.
at frickin' Cinderella's.
Cinderella. Oh, dude.
Thank you.
Woo, I don't have a daughter.
Of course you don't. You don't want to see your son on the pole.
I don't have a son either,
at
but
Cinderella's.
dressed as a daughter? Whatever.
Okay, then.
Whatever
Thank
you
you.
wanted to do.
There's really no good scenario of how your daughter ends up on the pole.
there's
it's
not.
always bad.
I guess, yeah.
Those are some fragile women. No woman is like, I'm getting straight A's in schools. I just got an academic scholarship, but the NCAA ain't going to pay me. I'm going to get on the pole.
I thought I've never been to a strip club. I thought they were all paying their way through college.
Oh, well, you know what? Honestly, a lot of them do that.
You know what?
That's because the NCAA won't pay these kids.
You hear that, NCAA?
Start paying the sex workers.
All right.
Get together with Bang Bros. NCAA Bang Bros Center.
NCAA Bang Bros Center. All right. We're about out of time. I got one. Wow. You hit a spot on.
I know.
All right. I got to end with a palate cleanser as always.
Hurry up.
This is a great thing. I found this out. They have a website. God damn it. I didn't write it down, but you can search it. It's called the Paired Kidney Exchange. So if you have a loved one that needs a kidney and you're willing to donate your kidney, but you aren't a match, they have a list of people. So like say your mom needs a kidney and my mom needs a kidney and we happen to be each other's match, you can give my mom your kidney, I can give your mom, and they both get the donor.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool. So if you ever have a relative who needs a kidney and you're willing to donate, check this out because you can give your kidney to somebody else and they can give your mom or whoever their kidney and save everybody's lives.
Like, there's more I have to say about that, but we're out of time.
Yeah, we'll touch base next week. So that is all the time we have for today's episode. Please make sure to like us, share, subscribe, sign up, write to your mother about us, whatever you got to do. Follow us on twitch.tv/Crazy Town Media Live. YouTube.com is Crazy Town Media. Or if you want to just hear our voices because you hate our faces, Spotify and iTunes. But for Jonas,
TNT Dynamite, dude.
we are out.